Hello students, welcome back to the chapter Plants. So previous class of this chapter we studied about terrestrial plants, isn't it? So what is meant by terrestrial plants? The plants which grow on land are called terrestrial plants, right? So in that we also came to know about different types of terrestrial plant grown basis on the basis of their different regions, right? The plants which are grown on the plains, plants growing on the hills, plants growing on the mountain ranges and so on. So we studied about the different types of terrestrial plant in the last class. And today we will study about aquatic plants. So different types of aquatic plants and insectivorous plants and also non-green plants. So today we will discuss about three different types of plants. So first let us see about the aquatic plants. So the name itself indicates aquatic, aqua. Aqua means water. Okay. So by the name itself we can say what kind of plants are they? Aquatic plant means so the plants that grow in water. Okay. The plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. Whereas terrestrial plants, the plants which grow on land, they are called terrestrial plants. Whereas the plants which grow in water, they are called as aquatic plants. Now these aquatic plants can be again divided into three types. So the three types of aquatic plants are floating plants, next fixed plants and next submerged plants. Okay. So like how we have different types of terrestrial plants, similarly we can find three different types of in aquatic plants. So now what is the difference between these floating plants, fixed plants and submerged plants and what are the examples for this? Now we will see with the animated pictures also. So after this we shall move for the insectivorous plants. Now insectivorous, even by the name itself we can identify what kind of plants are they? Insectivorous. That means these are the plants which eat the insects. So hence they are called as carnivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are also called as carnivorous plants. I think you have studied in your previous classes the different types of animals like carnivores, herbivores and omnivores. So carnivore means the animals, the organisms which eat meat or flesh of other organisms. Okay, they are called carnivores. Whereas herbivores, the organisms which eat grass and green leaves, which is plants, they are called herbivores. Whereas omnivores, which the organisms which eat both plants and flesh, that means meat. Okay, I say organisms जो गोश्त खाते हैं, गोश्त for organisms, they are called as carnivores. Okay, whereas सिर्फ भाजी चारा ऐसा खाने वाले जानवर they are called as herbivores. Okay, and जो organism both घास और गोश्त दोनों कंज्यूम करता है, मतलब दोनों खाता है, that is called as omnivores. Okay, so and have you ever imagined plants, even plants will eat other organisms, that means plants will also eat flesh of other organisms. So and such type of plants they are called as insectivorous plants and they are also called as carnivorous. Now why they are called as carnivores? Because they trap. Trap means capture करना, कब्जा कर लेना. Okay, they trap insects for food. Okay, so these plants, if any sudden insect if it comes and if it sits on the plant it will trap, that means वो पकड़ लेता है. Okay, वो जकड़ लेता है, it will trap and it will eat. So such kind of plants are called as insectivorous plants. We will see the process how they will capture, how they will trap the insect for their food, and we will also see the examples for these plants also. And next, moving on further, we will also see the non-green plants. So oftenly we will see more of green plants around us, right? But there are some non-green plants. Non-green plants means they will not be green in color, right? So now, what is the reason for that? Because plants that do not have chlorophyll. Why some plants are not green in color? The reason is because they do not have the chlorophyll. Now what is the chlorophyll? Already we have discussed about chlorophyll in the previous chapter. How plants make food. In that we have discussed what is the chlorophyll. It's a pigment which is responsible for the green color of the and it also helps in the performing photosynthesis, right? So hence, if there is a chlorophyll in the plant, then the plant will be green in color. So, but in the plants which do not have chlorophyll in them, they will be not green in color, hence they are called as non-green plants. Okay, and this kind of plants, they are not able to prepare their own food. They cannot prepare their own food. Why? Because only chlorophyll, the function of chlorophyll pigment is, there are two main functions. That is, first thing, it gives green color to the plant. Second thing, it helps in the, only because of chlorophyll, plants will be able to prepare their own food with the help of sunlight and carbon dioxide. Okay, but in non-green plants, as they do not have chlorophyll, they will not be able to prepare their own food, and also they will not be green in color. Okay, now we shall see the examples and a few more definitions, for more information regarding this aquatic plants, type of aquatic plants, insectivorous plants and non-green plants. So note down all the points and listen carefully.
Aquatic plants. Aquatic plants are plants that grow in or near water. The word aquatic is derived from the Latin word for water, aqua. These plants are naturally adapted to living in wet conditions. Aquatic plants predominantly grow in water. These plants are of three types: floating plants, fixed plants, and underwater, that is submerged plants. These plants are classified on the basis of the positioning of their roots and leaves. Floating plants. Some aquatic plants float freely on the surface of the water body they grow on. Water hyacinth, pistia, and duckweed are some aquatic plants that float on freshwater bodies with their roots hanging freely in the water. Such plants have spongy bodies with air spaces in their stems and other parts that help them float on the water. They have stomata on the upper surface of their leaves, as the lower surface is in contact with water. Fixed aquatic plants with floating leaves. Water lily and lotus are freshwater plants. They have long stems with roots fixed to the bottom of the pond in the muddy soil. Their stems are hollow and light. These plants also have firm, flat, and broad leaves. Since these leaves are free-floating, they are able to absorb more sunlight. Underwater or submerged plants. Plants that grow underwater or are completely submerged underwater are called underwater plants. Freshwater plants such as Hydrilla, Vallisneria, also known as state grass, grow underwater. These plants are fixed in the muddy soil. They have thin, narrow, flexible stems and leaves. This helps them to bend in the direction of flowing water and not break. The surface of such plants is adapted to exchanging gases dissolved in water since they do not have stomata. Insectivorous or carnivorous plants. Plants that eat insects like spiders, mites, and small rodents are insectivorous or carnivorous. They have certain special features that help them trap the prey. The Venus flytrap and the pitcher plant are insectivorous plants. Both attract their prey with their sweet fragrance. As soon as the insect lands on its leaves, the Venus flytrap simply shuts its leaves. The pitcher plant is shaped like a pitcher, with its leaf acting as a lid to trap the prey.
Next is the last type of a plant of this lesson, that is non-green plants. There are many kinds of non-green plants. As we learned in the previous lesson, that due to chlorophyll, plants appear green. Plants such as Indian pipe and coral root are non-green plants because they do not have chlorophyll. Plants that cannot make their own food and absorb nutrients from dead plants and animals are called saprophytic plants.
Okay students, so by this we come to the end of this chapter, plants. So in this chapter what we have studied? We have studied in the chapter plants different types of plants. That is, first is terrestrial plants, aquatic plants, insectivorous plants and non-green plants. So we have gone through 4 types of plants. Again we have seen the different types of terrestrial plants also and aquatic plants also, and we have also seen the examples for each of the type of the plant. So I hope you understand different types of plants surround us. Okay, so in the next class we shall start another new chapter, but before that you must have to complete the explanation, the homework and classwork of this chapter. Okay.